Hey, so if you're a quantity surveyor in Vietnam and you're serious about taking your career to the next level, you are in exactly the right place. Honestly, mastering the FIDIC tendering process is pretty much your key to getting on the biggest, most important projects in the country. Today, we're going to break down exactly how it all works. Because let's be real, that's what this is all about, isn't it? Understanding this process is your ticket to the high-value jobs, the ones that are literally shaping the future. This is the stuff that really separates the junior QS from the senior pro. All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with why FIDIC is so critical. Then we'll do a step-by-step walkthrough of the entire tendering journey. And we'll wrap up with the single most important takeaway that's going to make a real difference for you. So why are we so focused on FIDIC? It's simple, really. Think of it as the universal language for big construction projects. Major lenders, like the World Bank or the Asian Development Bank, they pretty much demand it. Why? Because it gives them a clear, fair, and standardized process that protects their investment. For any top-tier QS in Vietnam, knowing this playbook isn't just a nice-to-have, it's essential. So here it is, the whole process in one shot. 6 clear steps, from the very beginning to the final handshake. We're going to unpack every single one, so by the time we're done, you'll have a complete map of the entire journey. Okay, let's jump right into step 1, preparation. This is all the critical groundwork that has to happen way before a single bidder is even invited to the table. The main event here is something called pre-qualification. The best way to think of it is like a filter. The whole point is to avoid a total disaster where a weak contractor somehow wins the bid but then can't actually finish the job. So this step, it's all about managing risk and making sure only the companies that are truly capable get a shot. So how does this filter actually work? Well, the employer, working closely with the QS and the project's engineer, looks at a whole bunch of things. They'll check the bidder's financial stability, their track record on similar projects, the experience of their key people, and even their safety history. The end goal is to narrow down a long list to just 5 or 6 of the absolute strongest contenders. All right, so we've got our short list of qualified bidders. Now the real race begins. These next 3 steps, issuing, tendering, and submission, are the heart of the whole process. Now, the employer sends out the official tender documents. For us as quantity surveyors, the crown jewel in his package is the Bill of Quantities, the BOQ. That is our Bible. Another crucial piece is the tender security. It's basically a deposit, usually about 1 to 3% of the bid price. And it's so important because it shows the bidder is serious and they can't just walk away if they win. This whole tendering phase typically lasts about 2 or 3 months. It usually starts with a mandatory site visit, so everyone sees the same thing. Then, the bidders can ask questions, and this is where you as the QS becomes central. You'll help the engineer draft the official answers, and those answers get sent out to everyone as an addendum. That way, the playing field stays perfectly level for all the bidders. And then, D-Day arrives, the deadline. This is a very formal, very public event. All the bids are opened right there in front of everyone. The prices are read out loud, and everything is recorded to ensure total transparency. And trust me on this, the golden rule is absolute. If you're 1 minute late, your bid is rejected. No excuses, no exceptions. It's harsh, but it's fair. Okay, now we've arrived at the most critical stage of all. This is where a sharp quantity surveyor really, truly earns their keep. Let's do a deep dive into tender evaluation. See, evaluation is not just about grabbing the lowest price tag. Not at all. It's a super rigorous, structured process designed to find the absolute best value for the project. And it happens in 3 very distinct stages. First up is the responsiveness check. Think of this as a series of simple pass-fail knockout questions. Did they use the right form? Did they sign it? Is the tender security there and is it correct? If the answer is no to any of these big ones, the bid is considered substantially unresponsive. And boom, it's out of the running, just like that. And this brings us to probably the single most important concept in this whole explainer. Under FIDC, the winner is not simply the lowest bidder. No, the contract is awarded to the lowest evaluated, substantially responsive tender. What does that mean? It means it's the lowest price among the bidders who have already passed all the other quality checks. The difference here is absolutely critical. Just picking the lowest price is a huge risk. That bid could be full of mistakes or use cheap, non-compliant materials. But the lowest evaluated bidder, that represents the best value. It's the perfect balance of a good price with the confidence that the work will be done right. That's the professional standard. Okay, we've found our winner. Let's move on to the final step,
making it all official and turning that winning bid into a signed contract so we can finally start building.
So once the winning tender is selected, the employer issues a formal letter of acceptance. The winner then has to provide a performance security, which is a much bigger guarantee, usually about 10% of the contract price. It basically acts as an insurance policy for the employer, ensuring the contractor will see the job through. Once that's all in place, the official contract gets signed and it's a done deal.
But hang on, what if you go through this whole long process and it turns out none of the bids are any good? It's a fantastic question, and you know what? It happens more often than you might think. What can the employer do then?
Well, FIDIC gives the employer a clean exit strategy. They have the right to reject all the tenders if none of them are compliant, if every single price is way over budget, or, and this is an important one, if there just wasn't enough competition to begin with. In that case, they can cancel the whole thing and start the process over from scratch. So we've walked through the entire process, from start to finish. What's the one thing, the single most important idea I want you to walk away with as a quantity surveyor? It's this. Learning this process isn't just about memorizing rules from a book. It's about understanding how to provide incredible value. This expertise is what protects massive projects from risk, it's what builds legendary careers, and it's what will put you way ahead of the competition. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.